Enemy taking C.
Hello YouTube, this is Ruler Pro, and today I'm going to talk to you about what happened when I tried to log on to Advanced Warfare. So as you see on the screen right now, this image popped up and basically saying that I've been banned for 19 hours from playing Advanced Warfare. Now, the 19 hours is kind of a weird number, so I'm assuming it's a 24-hour ban that was just enacted some other time before I got online. Now, the gameplay you're going to see in the background is a DNA gameplay. Unfortunately, I have this saved in my hard drive because unfortunately I can't log on to Advanced Warfare today, but that's alright because it's nice to have a break from AW because a lot of the BS in the year 2054, like I can finally give that a break. And yeah, so what you saw on the screen there was a 24-hour ban, I'm assuming, and the only reasonable conclusion I can come up with is that it's a ban for reverse boosting, because as you guys know, last month Michael Contra tweeted on Twitter about reverse boosting bans and stuff like that, and I told you guys about it, and I told you guys that it's gonna be hard for them to kind of keep up and hard for them to ban everyone. Maybe that's not the case because the players' populations are pretty diluted. There's not too many people playing this game, and it seems like whenever I leave a lobby to try to join another lobby, I get paired in the same lobby, or I'm playing with the same people constantly. So maybe the players' populations are just that small, and it's easier to find people. That's certainly a possibility, but there's also other possibilities. Now, keep in mind, guys, I have not reverse boosted since Christmas Eve, and that was nearly 3 weeks ago. So this probably wasn't the result of a complaint that someone just filed on me, like a fresh complaint. Like, it's not like yesterday I reverse boosted and they reported me for it. No, it's none of that. Now, it could mean a couple of things. One, it could mean that maybe they're really slow with looking at and reviewing filed complaints. Maybe that's the case. But more likely the case is that someone from Sledgehammer saw my reverse boosting tutorial video and is like, oh, this is World of War Black Ops Pro guy. Oh, we gotta ban him. Oh, yeah. I wonder if what if Michael Condry himself saw that video? Yeah, he would be like so pissed because it's basically the most effective tactic of breaking the system. Now, I know that in my other video I've kind of debunked the whole myth about KD and skill-based matchmaking, but that still was sure to piss the developers off about tutorial video about how to get nearly 280 deaths a game and reverse boosting. So that was most likely what it was caused by, is just they saw it on YouTube and like, okay, we're gonna give this guy a temporary ban. Now, I'm not sure if these temporary bans, if like with the second offense, do they increase to 48 hours, or do they increase to a week, or what, or do they just stay at 24 hours? I'm not really sure at this point. It could really be anything, but it might be like the Black Ops 2 probation system, where where if you dashboard, then it places you on a 5-minute probation, which really did nothing to prevent not reverse boosting, dashboarding. Because people would always do it. I always remember, like, if you would stomp on them, like, pretty hard and they were sweaty enough, they would dashboard. And, apparently probation doesn't serve as a good enough deterrent, and I don't think that keeping it at a 24-hour ban is going to serve as a deterrent either, because, 24-hour ban, it's not that bad, really. It's not a console ban. I don't see how they can console ban you for it, because you're not doing anything that serious, but they definitely can 24-hour ban you, which is what happened here. And at this point I'm not sure if it'll increase to 48 hours or anything like that, but as we know that you can in fact get banned for reverse boosting. And what defines reverse boosting, I'm not really sure, because blowing yourself up 200 times with a launcher or a sniper rifle is definitely considered reverse boosting. But what about just purposely doing bad, like just running out in the open like a noob? And yeah, I don't see how they can effectively essentially police this whole reverse boosting craze that's in AW, and banning reverse boosters is not the way to go, because they're not the problem. In the end, it's really just a skill-based matchmaking. And also, guys, I have new information about why this whole skill-based matchmaking was implemented. So I was watching some YouTuber yesterday, and he was talking about skill-based matchmaking and explaining why it was implemented. Now, we knew from the start that Advanced Warfare was going to have the highest skill gap of any Call of Duty in history. And that's apparent here because exo movements really distance the amount of distance noobs from the pros, because the pros are going to know like the exo movements inside and out, and the noobs are just going to be running around the ground not knowing what's going on. I mean, we knew that from the start. However, what's imagine Advanced Warfare without skill-based matchmaking? It's a pretty fun game, wouldn't it be? If there was no skill-based matchmaking of any kind. Well, yeah, but here's the problem that Sledgehammer did not want to face, and the problem was that the Call of Duty veterans, the hardcore players, would completely obliterate any noobs that stood in their way, because, well, if the noobs don't even know how to use their exo movements and the pros know how to jump from building to building and get across the map in 5 seconds, then, you know, the noobs don't stand a chance, because the game's basically won within the first couple of minutes, and the rest of the time is just calling kill streaks or doing whatever. That's kind of how it was in Modern Warfare 2, where once your team were to get like a first chopper gunner, you can keep like your team can, if you're running, especially if you're running with a strong party, you keep getting streaks after streaks and more streaks, and it's basically like you have a chopper gunner up for the whole match. And I think that's what they wanted to avoid. But they did it by implementing skill-based matchmaking. So what it does is protects the noobs by putting them in easier lobbies, people of their own skill level, and you put pros with pros, and yeah, that's basically the gist of how it works. And no one likes it. It's not, and it's, you know, I understand why no one likes it. It's because no one likes getting in sweaty lobbies. It's not necessarily about the connection, but the connection is a big issue. Call of Duty is literally unplayable if you don't have a good connection. If you're at a 1 bar, that's not going to work. You know, it's really just people don't want to play against sweaties. And when you have just average games, you know, it's not fun. Now, skill-based matchmaking has worked in not Call of Duty, I meant other games like Halo, but the difference between Halo and this game is that kills are much more rewarding in Halo than in Call of Duty, because a kill is relatively easy to get in Call of Duty, but in Halo it takes a lot of skill to get that. And that game has a high skill gap and has skill-based matchmaking, and there's not really too much of a backlash against that. But in Call of Duty, there definitely is, because the only reason people play this game is to get streaks and to do well, really. And when you're in a skill-based matchmaking lobby, you know, if you go 15 and 15, that's probably average, about like what you can expect from a skill-based matchmaking lobby. Just average games, you know, nothing YouTube upload worthy, stuff like that. So, of course, people going for gameplays and not gonna like it. I understand that. You know, and that's why people go to reverse boosting, and that's really, where we have the whole problem, is that, you know, people aren't having fun on this game. And they're resorting to reverse boosting, trying to increase that amount of fun, but, you know, and it's apparently, and it just gets them banned for it, and that's unfortunate. You know, the whole reason, like, I think the whole reason the score streaks were originally only 50 points. The kills were only 50 points per kill in objective-based game modes originally, was because Sledgehammer wanted you to be playing for the win and capping flags, and instead of going for score streaks by camping corners and doing things like that. So that's part of the reason why they did that. But, you know, people weren't having fun on this game, so only about after a month after this game came out, they finally patched it, and thank God, because hitting streaks, it sometimes took like 20 kills just to get a paladin that wasn't even upgraded, and that streak probably would be only worth like an 8 or something if it was a normal kill streak system. So the streaks were definitely overpriced, because they were going for a game where everybody's playing to win and no one's camping for kill streaks. You know, and that just wasn't fun either. So they made a lot of changes based on people not having fun. And if the trends do continue the way they're going, they might remove skill-based matchmaking. However, I still have my doubts. I'm still kind of apprehensive on that theory, because Sledgehammer has been stubborn, and they've shown no sign of backing off the skill-based matchmaking anytime soon. And I now understand why they put it in. I mean, I hope Cherished game they don't bring back the exosuits, and they don't have to bring back skill-based matchmaking, but they didn't have to do it in the first place. But from a development standpoint, if like most people who play this game are noobs, they're casuals, they get on maybe once or twice a week, they don't play very often, and they don't play enough time to get all that skill that's necessary to effectively do well in Call of Duty, and they don't want the stronger players beating up on the weaker players. I understand that, because if the weaker players aren't having fun, they're not going to be buying the game, they're not going to be buying DLC. I mean, the strong players probably will. I mean, but DLC is mainly people who buy DLC is hardcore players. But so they definitely need to cater to hardcore players too. You know, people like getting gameplays and having a blast. So it's pretty much a lose-lose situation for Sledgehammer or any game developer for that matter, because you know that they could let the hardcore gamers, they can let them dominate lobbies, but at the end of the day, for every kill there has to be a death, and if the noobs aren't having fun, the sales aren't going to be as strong there. But you know, if the pros aren't having fun, well actually let me put it this way: if skill-based matchmaking's in, not only are the good players getting like average gameplays, but the newbie players are also getting average gameplays, and no one's really having that much fun because no one's getting the score streaks, and you know, ultimately it just no one's having fun, and that's pretty much why Advanced Warfare is dying as quickly as it is. It's unfortunate, and it's unfortunate that they're taking it a step too far by trying to ban reverse boosters. You know, but you know that's the way it is. I mean, I wouldn't be, even if I got permabanned for some reason on AW, I wouldn't be too upset, because this game, you know, the longevity's not there. I don't see myself playing this game several months down the line. I mean, it's fun for the time being, but that's about it. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the gameplay. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. This is my World of War, and see you guys later.